Hey everyone, I want to make a quick video about your assignment about the real world application worksheet. This is actually kind of new to the class, so I wanted to make sure that I spent a little bit of time going over it real quick in case there are any questions. I'm going to do a quick screen share for the class, and that way we are looking at the course together, so you know where to find it and how to access it. So what you should be seeing right now is I'm actually under the course content under real world application. I just have the one thing listed, and then there will be a video here, obviously. And this is both where you will be turning in your assignment, and this is the instructions for the assignment. So once you are done with the assignment, you'll click in here and you will submit as normal if you have submitted any other Blackboard assignments in the past. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to click on the attached file because this is the main instructions here. And what the intention of this, what this assignment is that we are wanting to take the content of the readings and we are wanting to figure out how does this apply in the real world. Why does all this matter, right? We talk about all this history and social welfare. How does this apply to kind of the day-to-day work, or how does this apply to the evolution of social work? So what I have here is a Word document. I'm just going to read through this instruction paragraph real quick, and then I will look at the module 1 question for you, and then you'll kind of get the hang of it from there. So it says the below questions are derived from your content and readings. Please work on completing this worksheet weekly and turn it in at the conclusion of the semester. It is advised to stay on top of this work on a consistent basis so that you don't have to do a lot of backtracking in order to complete the assignment. Each module will be worth 15 points, making this entire assignment 75 total points for the class. Please complete by typing in your answers in the provided blank spaces and then submitting as a Word document. So you see this is already a Word document as it is. And I have one set of questions on each sheet here. Try to keep it formatted in the best way that makes sense. If it pushes off and you get multiple questions on one sheet, doesn't really matter as long as I know what you're answering. But let's look at module 1. So 15 points for answering module 1. Here's the real world application. So keeping in mind that module 1 is going to be looking at the first 3 chapters of the text. Situation: you are a generalist social worker employed in a job placement program. A recently laid off worker comes in seeking assistance. This client espouses strong religious values and is a firm believer in the Protestant work ethic. The client considers the recent displacement a personal failure and is experiencing situational depression associated with his job loss. So there are 2 questions associated with this idea. Obviously, we are focused on the Protestant work ethic is kind of the main thing that jumps out to you here. Question 1, in a paragraph, explain the core beliefs associated with the Protestant work ethic. So it's kind of a check-in with your readings to make sure you understand what is the Protestant work ethic. Why are we talking about this? Question 2, in a paragraph, address how this information, knowing he believes in the Protestant work ethic, be effectively utilized in trying to help this client if he was distraught over his inability to achieve financial success. Example considerations. What are some talking points when addressing this client? How might you empathize? How might you reframe the situation to reduce his distress? So not to give too much of the answer away for this first module question, but maybe that's a little bit of a sprinkling of, I don't know, a little teaser, right, for those of you who have taken the time to watch this video, is that, question 1, I really want to know, what is the Protestant work ethic? And so in the readings, it's going to talk about this kind of pervasive cultural belief that the harder that you work, the closer you are to godliness. And so this is kind of that pervasive belief that is almost hidden in our society, but is so very prevalent. And that this is the idea of you got to pull yourself up by your bootstraps, and the harder you work, the better you can be. And if you're not doing well, it's because you're lazy. And so you see this pop up a lot in politics, right? So I want to know kind of your perspective on the Protestant work ethic and your definition, and what are the beliefs associated with that. And then question 2, knowing that whether this person believes this and has the terms to understand the Protestant work ethic, or maybe they just have the belief like, if I'm not doing well, I'm a failure because culturally this has been beaten to their head for so long. How do you work with that person? How do you work with the person that comes in and feels like because they've been laid off from this job, culturally, they understand that that means that they are lazy, society's looking down on them. How do you work with that person? How do you help kind of keep them held up and keep their heads held up, right? So that's essentially what we're doing in all of these. So there are 5 module questions, or well, 5 sets of questions. So module 1 has 2 questions. For example, module 2 has 2 questions. Module 3 has 3 questions. And so these are associated with the readings from that unit. So my suggestion is to go through, do your readings, work on that unit, go ahead and come in here and answer these questions, but you are not going to turn them in weekly. When everything is said and done, you are going to come in here and you are going to click on the real world application. You'll have this saved as a Word document. You're going to browse local files and drop that in there. This is due Friday, July 29th, which is the last day of class. 75 total points for the class. And I'll be grading just to make sure that you have synthesized the material. There will be certain things I'm looking for in there in terms of like, did you get the general gist of it? But I really want to see that critical thinking process more so than anything. All right, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Thanks, guys.